Hey everybody, welcome to Eckert & Sons Trading for another episode of Memories and Memorabilia. I'm here with my beautiful wife, Corinn, and today we're going to talk about a really cool event in our lives in the history of Cardinal baseball, and that was the 2006 World Series. Back in 2006, we'd been married for 6 years, and we had one child at the time, and $0. But the Cardinals went to the World Series. It was pretty exciting. They had been in 2004, but we don't even want to talk about 2004 getting swept by.
Don't say their name.
Okay. So anyway, in 2006, the Cardinals were back in the series, and we had a decision to make. I was offered one ticket to go to the series. We lived in Springfield, Missouri at the time, which was 3 hours away. We were offered one ticket for one person to go to a game. And you want to share anything about that?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. So I'll keep going. So yeah, we were offered one ticket to the game, and we had a big decision to make. The ticket cost $175, and Corinn and I discussed it, and here was what we came up with. Corinn says, you need to go. You never know when the Cardinals will be back in the series.
It had been a long time.
It had been a long time. Well, it was 04,
right,
but you know, 87 really. So
we
anyway,
don't speak of it.
Yeah. So it had been a really long time. You never know when it'll happen again, and the tickets will never be as cheap as they are right now. But cheap was $175, and that was not cheap to us. So what ended up happening was we got another call from the same guy, and he said, hey, I actually have 2 tickets to the series, Game 5, right?
Yes.
It was Game 5.
It would have been Game 5.
Game 5. 2 tickets to Game 5, but they're not going to be together. And Corinn and I made the decision there. Yes, we would take those tickets.
I cleaned my mom's house for the money.
You did?
That was the first time I cleaned a house, I think.
Oh, now
actually, there was one other time, but this was the first time.
But now she owns a house cleaning business. But anyway, so we decided to spend the money. And so when we drove up to Busch Stadium to meet this guy outside the stadium and hand him our, what is that, $350?
Yes.
For 2 tickets, lo and behold, the tickets were right next to each other.
Which was fun, because we had said, well, we'll just go and stand next to each other in the middle or something if we have to.
Right.
And we didn't have to.
We
had to sit by each other.
So here are our tickets. Here are our tickets, and here's the price tag on them, $175 face value. And so we got to sit there.
Do you remember who we bought those from?
We bought them from a guy named Mark Stillwell.
Really?
Yeah, and he worked at Missouri State University, where I worked for a while, and so we bought him from Mark. We met him out by the Musial statue, paid them the money, got the tickets, and had a memory for life. We did?
Yeah, my cousin Becky was watching, and they showed us going in. Like, you know, they had a camera of all the fans coming in as they were cutting the commercial.
Oh.
Cutting to commercial. I've noticed I use contractions a lot from watching these YouTube videos. They were cutting to commercial, and Becky saw us walking in.
Okay. So what's ironic though is we bought tickets to Game 5, but there was a rain out. So they switched Game 5 tickets with Game 4 tickets. So we ended up going to Game 4 instead of Game 5. Okay? So we went to Game 4, and I will tell you, I've been to many, many ball games. I went through all the McGuire stuff, but I will tell you, there was nothing more electric than being at a World Series game. It was almost kind of like
incredible.
It was almost like a football atmosphere, right? I mean, there were so many crazy fans, face painting, huh? Yeah.
Better.
Anyway, it was cool. It was so much fun. We cheered or booed on every pitch, whether if it was a ball, we booed. If it was a strike,
we booed like we were at the Little League game.
We don't boo kids.
Just the umps.
Just the umpires. Yeah. So anyway, but we had a blast. It was so much fun. We got into it with the crowd. Great time, great memories. The Cardinals won Game 4.
I don't remember the score, but I know they won.
But they ended up also winning Game 5, and that was the totality of the series. So they won in Game 5 for their 10th World Series championship in 2006. Well, here's some things that we have from that game. We have the tickets that we showed you. Here is a rally towel that
illustrate how we used it.
Okay. There's a rally towel from from the game, so that was exciting to get. But also, I wanted to share this.
It was very cold.
It was chilly that night, and so we bought this. No, we didn't buy it.
No, we did not.
We did not buy it.
It was free.
It was free. It was a World Series
we have it
blanket.
I think.
Huh?
Do we? No.
Oh. So it was a World Series blanket, right?
There's an important item on the bottom of the blanket.
Yeah.
Do you want to show
Yeah.
me?
The important item is this. Bank of America. See, at the Cardinal Stadium, you could sign up. If you signed up for a credit card, you could get a free Cardinals blanket. So tens of thousands of dollars later, we have a blanket.
We
So,
also got one other free thing from that credit card, which we could save for a later talk.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we did that. That'd be another talk. So anyway, we got that. But then, something else that's kind of cool about this is that in 2007, Corinn took me on this awesome birthday trip. I turned 30 in 2007, and we went to Cooperstown. And we went on my birthday, which was March 20th, 2007, and it was ice cold up there. It was 0 degrees, and we had the run of the town to ourselves. But when we were at the the Baseball Hall of Fame, they had Cardinal hats from the 2006 World Series. They were new era hats. They had the World Series patch on them. And they had
the away game hats?
They're the away game hats with the patch, the beautiful hats. And they had these things on sale for, remember how much? $10. So I bought two. I bought one for me and I bought one for Corinn's grandfather, right? But something wasn't right. When I got home, I decided that I needed to buy more. One, they were really cool. Two, there's a money-making opportunity, right? Because these hats were going for about 40 bucks a pound, and I could get them for 10.
Apparently no one in Cooperstown wanted them.
Yeah, they didn't sell very well up in New York. So anyway, I called back up there, and with members, I got a Hall of Fame membership and all this stuff. And anyway, I got these hats for about 10 bucks a piece. And then I bought 10 of them, right? Spent $200, more money we did not have. And I got them home, and I turned around and sold.
If you would have bought them for $10 each and bought 10, it would have only been $100.
So I bought 20, which were $200. I'm not a mathematician.
It's an excellent writer.
Yeah, okay. So I'm all confused. So I got 20 of them, and I turned around and I sold them for $20 a piece. It was a great deal for St. Louis Cardinals fans, and it was also, you know, made a little money for me. So we still have a few left over that I didn't sell.
But they all are the smaller head variety.
Yeah.
And Eckert's, we don't have small heads. Well, I'm a reef, but you know, the German blood in us is strong. We all have large heads.
But what is kind of cool about this particular hat is that I had it signed by two Cardinal stars. One is Tony La Russa. He signed this hat.
Is that spring training?
No, it was when he came through Springfield.
Okay.
But the other one is a terrible autograph of an
sad.
awesome person that actually is a Yadier Molina autograph. That's the only Yadi autograph that we have. It's terrible. I stood there and...
Did he have his...
He had it, yeah, he was signing autographs.
Yeah.
He had his glove on his
I
head.
remember that.
And he was coming by, and I handed him a Sharpie, and the Sharpie went out while he was signing it. And as I was grabbing for another one, he moved on by. So I didn't get a really good autograph from Yadi, but I do have a picture of him autographing it, and I do have this hat, so that's kind of cool. So I think that's all we have to share from the 2006 World Series.
Do you remember who sang the national anthem at the World Series?
It was either Nico Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Nico Smith? It was Nico Smith, but it was Ozzie Smith's son,
He was
on
American Idol.
American Idol, and I think, so, you know, what's the other song they sing in the 8th inning? America the Beautiful.
America.
God bless America. America the Beautiful. I don't know, and I think that was sung by Red Chaney's
Really?
daughter. Yes, and does anybody happen to remember?
You were just gonna say Red Chaney.
No, Red Chaney's. They're not going to sleep.
Can you imagine?
Here, look.
I wouldn't have remembered that.
There's a Red Chaney statue. Anyway, but do you happen to remember who was the MVP of the 2006 World Series?
Was it X-Time?
David Eckstein, yeah. And we found out later, our kids are big Star Wars fans, and his wife, is it Ashley? Anyway, she does the voice of one of the kids, Star Wars. Ahsoka?
Really?
Yeah, it's his wife.
You give me nuggets
Crazy
of
what you
info
learn on
every time we go
Memories
on
and
YouTube.
Memorabilia. So, anyway. Well,
It's like that Kevin Bacon thing. 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon. 7 degrees of David Eckstein.
okay. So anyway, like and subscribe to this video. I think if I'm going to do this correctly, if I point at Corinn's nose, that's the subscribe button. Okay? Anyway. Thanks. Like and subscribe.